today. And you're going to see a lot more old school stuff as we grind towards season 12. My next two words are as following. Let's go!
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah!
Woo!
Off we go on this version of Hollywood Squares. Good morning and welcome to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. This first hour is powered by Invader Coffee, veteran owned, air roasted, and unapologetically bold. If you're waking up with us, don't settle for weak brews. Grab Invader Coffee and start your morning like a rebel. Use the code Snowman at checkout for a bold discount and an even bolder cup. Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. I will borrow from a great orator by the name of Victor Locke, who said the following. There was one word to describe the NBA draft.
Yes, it was.
Trash.
Oh,
Trash.
I was about to say, you mean this?
Trays.
Yep. That's it.
Here's the big issue, and I said it before. Everyone else is just there.
You know what?
Unless you
can't argue.
Unless you really watch college basketball like that. Like I know Snowman does, I know Dietz does. I'm trying to get really back in the swing of things, and if you really can watch and follow all the prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is just there. It's like the number 1 or number 2 pick, and after that, everyone else is just there.
Nothing.
Yeah. So it's like, who cares? Also, like I said, the spontaneity just isn't there. I mean, when we were watching the NFL draft, there was hilarity. There was actually excitement because, one, you knew more players. you got a chance to watch and see what those guys were about. Were there any like highlights for these prospects?
No.
Except save Cooper Flag? No.
Besides
So-
Ace Bailey whining because he went to Utah. Nah.
He got selected by
Right.
Ace Bailey, you need your ass whooped.
Sounds about right.
You need an old school ass whooping. You worked your ass. Give it. Fire it up.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Fire it
Already.
up.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
Now I will say this. Honey, open the tank.
oh God. Hank!
It's a Rising Rhino party. Now give me this goddamn camera.
All right. And aloha, broha.
Hey, Rising Rhino.
Ace Bailey, you a bitch. You worked your ass off to get to where you are, to have a chance to be drafted by a team so you can play professional basketball and make a living and take care of your family, which I know you have one. And you want to be a little diva because you got drafted by the Utah Jazz. I borrow from Victor Locke again. Ace Bailey, you suck. You a flat out bitch. I haven't seen any highlights of yours, and after you bitched the whole time about being drafted by Utah, I might be one to say I don't want to see your goddamn highlights. I don't care. I care about your attitude. They should care about your attitude. And Utah should have said, oh, you don't want to play for us? Bleep you, and bleep you. Man, give me this thing. I didn't do it right. I'll do it right. I'll do it right
All right.
for the fans and for the fans in attendance. Ace Bailey, f you for going to the NBA draft. I didn't do that right. Rewind. Dear Ace Bailey, f you. Dear Ace Bailey for complaining, f you. Dear Ace Bailey for bitching because he got drafted by the Utah Jazz, f you, and f you.
I've never heard of that before. I've never heard someone complain that they got drafted. Now I've heard plenty of players complain that they didn't get drafted, they went undrafted and thought that they had the talent to go through it. But I've never heard someone complain that they didn't, that they got drafted, just drafted to a team they didn't like. That's crazy.
That's stupid. Because now you're showing Utah and you're showing the rest of the NBA that you ain't willing to work for what you want.
Exactly. It's like, look, is Utah a contender? Hell no.
No.
We all know that. But you could be the catalyst to
turn
try,
them around.
Yes. You get Ace Cooper, you get
Ace
him.
Bailey.
Ace Bailey.
Mm.
Ace Bailey, you get a couple other players, maybe through free agency,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, you turn
Your
Utah
contenders.
Jazz back to Utah Jazz of 1998.
Yep.
You turn back to Utah Jazz of 98, where you had Stockton, Malone, Hornacek,
Jeff Hornacek, Brian
and
Wilson.
and you get those guys, and you're like, damn, this team could probably be a force in the West. But
And
you
they
come out
were.
whining. You come out whining. That's sad. That is
Yeah.
sad.
That's just wrong.
And he's with a good point. Eli Manning complained about being drafted number 1 by the Chargers, and he got
rewarded.
He got rewarded for being traded to the Giants. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think it was the name Manning that did that. I think because his name was Manning, he was able to do that.
Give me
And
this.
yes, it is, Mr. McCarthy. I am here.
Give me this. I'll close it by the way I opened it. As I said earlier, Ace Bailey, you a bitch. Now beat it. And to close this up properly, that's Snowman's take. What's yours?
Yes,
Coming up after the break, we're going old school with game shows.
Oh.
It's the Fabulous Fantastic Football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
They said the W couldn't catch fire, but in Indiana, the fever's already burning. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Full Court Fever tips off on Snowman Multimedia. All in on the WNBA. All eyes on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. The next dynasty in the making? Join Brian Snow for the deep dives, the hot takes, and the real stories from the hardwood. Full Court Fever, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Snowman Multimedia. This is Fever Basketball.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Williams on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Because we take this job so serious.
All of it, between 2 people and 4 nostrils, all of it was gone. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
There's a reason why I love having Deets on or having Deets in the chat. He echoes everything we all been saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Doing
pretty
a
much.
special happy hour tonight on the No Credentials Required YouTube
Ooh.
channel. Come join us at 8 p.m. There's the link for y'all to join, and let's get Ryan to 500 subs so we can.
What are we drinking,
monetize
Mr.
that channel.
McCoffee?
We will help get McCoffee there. And as far as Deets goes, the genius of our crew, who pops on Thursdays, he says the story of the NBA draft. I didn't know it happened until I saw the taglines on YouTube, and the even better story is I don't care that I missed it. I don't either.
No one does.
Because Wednesday was night one, and I saw a lot of people saying stupid stuff and ballyhooing about it. He says we're having beers. Vicola. Bring it on. Well, I may have one tonight.
And DC even said, also, and why I don't care about the NBA draft? I don't even know who any of the top 10 picks are.
You can't say their names, and I don't remember or know a single thing about them. They don't give you a chance. They don't give you a chance to do a deep dive. And McCoffee, wait, there are 2 nights of the NBA draft? Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball got it. Listen, Major League Baseball got it right. 1 night, 1 draft. Everybody gets drafted. If you don't get drafted, take your chances. Okay? 1 night. That's it.
Here's the other thing. At least with the NFL, yes, it's what, 3, 4, 5 nights?
3, yeah.
3.
3 at very least. But it still feels like a spectacle. It feels like something big.
The NFL got it. Look, the NFL got it right.
I mean, look at the fact that during what was it, the 5th round, Chicago had Seth freaking Rollins cut a promo on Green Bay and then make the pick.
And as far as Green Bay, they had the great Tom Grossi. Yes, Tom Grossi.
Yes.
Not the pick for his beloved Green Bay Packers. You know what? Which makes me think, imagine if we are able to announce a pick for our teams.
Oh, my God.
I'd be nervous. You know, if I get a chance, if I ever get to Tom Grossi's level, and a shout out to the great Tom Grossi. If I ever get to Grossi's level where they say, we want you to make a pick for your 49ers. First of all, I'd piss myself because I'm so nervous because I've been a 49er fan since 1981. I have officially been covering the 49ers since 2000. All right. Matter of fact, I've been officially covering the 49ers since 1998. They call, we want you to announce a pick for the 49ers. What?
I'd be very nervous because my emotions are going to get the better of me. And if it's a bad pick, I'm going to let it be known it's a bad pick.
Exactly. I can see Victor reading the card, heading up to the podium, and the Cowboys make a bad pick, and it's a pick that Victor did a deep dive on.
Yes.
Victor would go up there so pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't. Wait. He wouldn't. He would not control himself.
No, I wouldn't. I would have sat there like, oh, God.
I'd turn my head to the guy handing me the card after seeing the name, like, you fucking sure about this?
Right. Here we go. With the
and you know what?
The NFL draft, the Cowboys select. I don't know who this is.
Who is this clown?
You know what? Let me be totally frank. I would do the same thing. I would. In latest times, the only pick I would not be nervous to announce would be Brock Purdy. Why? I've done research on him when he was at Iowa State.
Yeah. But
I did a deep dive on Brock Purdy on this show.
But you know who it is.
I know who Brock Purdy is. Watched him in Iowa State. He was fantastic.
Right.
He was injured for most of his senior year, but he came back and look, he won a bowl game, damn it. He won the Fiesta Bowl.
Exactly. Exactly. Everyone is shocked that I'm here. What's going on, Mr. Pizzle?
Hey, Pizzle.
Fins up, baby.
Stacy Jones, one of our channel subscribers. I love the feeling like I'm at the bar drinking coffee, listening to Snowman. You are so sweet. Thank you very much for that.
That's how we operate.
Fit Down Sports, of course, it's the great Chris Dietz. Ryan, they should do it like baseball. Enter the draft out of high school. If you don't get drafted, you have to play 2 years in college before re-entry. That is a rule they need to invoke.
I like that.
Only problem I see with that is that a lot of times those people could come out of high school are going to get drafted anyway. Right out of the league.
Because they're that good.
Because either they're that good or they really, really have that investment of trying to basically bridge the gap between high school and the league while in the league.
Right.
Now, to his credit,
Sick Diggy says, with the 24th selection in the NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select.
Are you kidding me? Exactly.
You know, and he's the perfect person to announce the Vikings draft picks. Paul Allen, the legendary Paul Allen.
I agree. I think they may do. I don't know if they would do that while
They did draft. One year they did draft coverage, and I listened to it on KFAN in Minneapolis, which of course is the flagship station of the Vikings. I listened to their draft coverage, and when they made a trade with San Francisco, this is 2020. When they traded spots with San Francisco, Paul Allen, love this man, immediately says they're going to draft Brandon Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
Who do the 49ers draft?
Brandon Ayuk.
Trade? Brandon Ayuk.
Yep.
Which caused Paul Allen once again to say, "Are you kidding me?" And Al Michaels to say, "He did what?"
I wouldn't be surprised.
And Paul Allen's therapist bill to be going sky high.
Speaking of bills going sky high and therapist bills, how high is Paul Allen's therapist bill going to be this year?
Higher than Snoop Dogg in the 90s.
See, and again, these echoing exactly my sentiment. I wouldn't be able to announce the Cowboys pick because if they draft the wrong guy, I would just say the name of the person I want them to draft anyway.
Right. That is awesome.
It would turn into Steve Harvey in Miss America contest.
Can you imagine Dietz trying to announce a pick for the Cowboys?
No, because
Dietz, if I know you as well as I do, it would go like this. He'd be ready to walk up to the podium, right? He'd start walking toward the podium. Look at the card that he was handed. He would tear it in half and walk off if he didn't like the pick.
Yeah.
He'd tear it in half and he'd beat it in
half, and he like, you guys are idiots, and he walk away.
Yep. Okay, we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings schedule to figure out how much therapy Paul Allen is going to need this year.
Oh dear God! Hang on a second. Let me dig this up.
Yep.
Week 1, Monday night, September 8th, against the Chicago Bears.
That's a W.
Yep, it is.
Week 2, they're at US Bank Stadium. 7:20 Sunday Night Football. Are you kidding me? So I got to do this against Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins.
Oh no!
And the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh,
Dietz responds, hand it back. No, try again. Oh Lordy.
Exactly.
Ryan McCoffey with a good point. Or like in hockey, where you own the players' rights while they are in juniors or at the NCAA level, and they don't sign their entry-level deal, they go back into the draft and become free agents. That's a perfect second half of that.
Good option.
That's a perfect second half of that rule. Okay, week 3, the Vikings at US Bank Stadium face Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
That'd be kind of an even matchup, honestly.
That'll be a 40-point game.
Yeah, because neither one of these teams really have like an amazing stellar run game, but they have a serviceable run game. It's going to be up to the quarterbacks to see what they can do with their receiving corps.
Exactly.
It'll be an air show.
All right. Week 4.
That's a dub.
That's a wake-up call, dub.
That's a dub.
That's a wake-up call because where are they playing that game, dog?
That's
9:30 a.m. Let's take a look.
That's at Pitt, I think.
No, that's in London.
Oh, Oh, it's in London. Oh yeah, 8:30 a.m.
Croke Park, yeah, Dublin, Ireland. It's
they're in
Ireland.
Ireland. Well,
okay.
Croke Park,
they-
Ireland.
So they get to beat the Steelers' ass in Ireland.
In Ireland. Well, we
They
know where the
sleep
father's
in.
going to be.
Wait a minute. They sleep in Ireland,
Mhm.
and they have to do another Sunday game early.
And that one's in good old Tottenham in London.
That's in London.
London. Okay.
So how unfair is it for the Minnesota Vikings to have
Early game.
two, not one, two
Early games back to back.
overseas trips?
But at the very least, they got two easy teams to beat. So is it really a game?
But it's the fact they have to travel to Ireland and then to London.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going, ain't this a bitch?
In an ain't that a bitch department.
In the ain't that a bitch department. The Vikings have 2 games overseas. 2
Mm-hmm.
back to back.
I said, we know what the father's gonna be. He's gonna be doing the benediction for the Vikings and Steelers game.
What's a good benediction for the Vikings? I can't think. The only person I can think of is Randy Moss.
Moss, Carter, and Dante.
Yeah,
there you go.
Moss,
in
Carter,
the name of the Randy
Culpepper.
Moss, in the name of the Randy Moss, the Randall Cunningham, and the Chris Carter.
And the Chris
Amen.
Carter. Or you could always just throw in the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
True.
In the name of the Randy Moss, the Dante Culpepper, and the Purple People Eaters. Amen.
Do the Jaguars do 2 London games too?
Ain't that a bitch? They get 2.
That's a good question.
Wait a minute.
I'm not sure. Let
me take a look. I'm looking.
Week 5, they get a bye.
Week 6, they get another bye.
Week 6, they're gonna get grounded.
Wait, week 6
because they face the world champ. Week 7, rather. Week 6 is the bye. Week 7, they're gonna get obliterated.
I was gonna say week 6 they get a bye because they're playing the Cleveland Browns. Week 5, week 6 they get another bye, so they get 2 byes in a row.
Vic,
Week 7,
the
at
Jags
US
only
Bank
have one
Stadium,
game.
they're gonna get jackhammered by the world champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Wait, so you what'd you say, dog?
Jacksonville only has one game in Wembley this year.
Okay, so it's a one game.
Week 8.
Of course, Jacksonville is going to play at Wembley again.
Of course. We'll do
Tony
more
Khan.
schedules. We're gonna do more schedules later. Week 8 for the Vikings. They
San
go to the
Diego.
West Coast and play the Chargers. And again, it's on a Thursday night.
San Diego.
Okay, you want to talk about a troll schedule? This is a troll schedule.
This is also a troll schedule. Yes.
Week 9, Sunday,
snap.
November 2nd, against the Detroit Lions.
That's a wreck fest.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a beating and a half.
Week 10, and they're at Detroit for week 9.
Yes.
Yes.
They're in Ford Field. Week 10, they're back home, and they get Derek bleeping Henry.
As if they allow him to play.
They
That's
better
the
allow him to
that
play,
is that is the
goddammit.
caveat. That is the caveat of the
allow him to
Baltimore
play, goddammit.
Ravens. That is the caveat of the Baltimore Ravens.
Mhm.
Are you gonna let Derrick Henry play or not?
Are you going to let him run wild?
Or are you gonna give it right back to Lamar Jackson?
I was about to say, we all know why the Baltimore Ravens are going to have problems.
Because, yes,
It's
Lamar, it is
It
you.
is you.
It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever.
Forever.
Amen. Week 11,
11.
the Bears.
So they sweep the Bears.
Week
I can see that.
12, they go across the border to face the Green Bay Packers.
I think they'll lose this one.
I'm glad that's a one.
I think that'll end up in a tie.
I'm glad that's
Oh
a
my
1 o'clock
God.
game.
I think they'll lose this one.
Fifth Down Sports, aka Chris D, says the Vikings will be the first team to go 0-18. They'll get a
They
loss.
lost on their bye week.
Rip. Rip.
Ouch.
That ain't fair, damn it.
Ouch.
Week 13, they go to Seattle. Week 14, they host the Redskins. Week 15, they're at the Cowboys.
That's the NBC game of the week.
Yep. Week 16, they're at the Giants. Week 17, they host Detroit. And week 18, they host
Week 17 is a Christmas beatdown on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
That is a Christmas game, isn't it?
That's a Christmas game.
That Santa's gonna come down. Santa's gonna come down there chimney and say, "Hey, guess what? Here's a boot in your ass, courtesy of Detroit."
Right.
Yeah, that's where
right.
I think that's where Detroit clinches.
The Vikings got trolled by schedule makers.
I think that's where Detroit clinches. I think where Detroit clinches on Christmas.
What a Christmas present.
Right?
And week 18's the flex game, so we don't know if that's going to be a Saturday or Sunday versus Green Bay.
Yep. Week 18 is the flex week for everybody because they want all the premier clinching scenarios and playoff matchups.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a bitch if there wasn't any? Then
but
what
you know there'd be some.
There'll
you know
be
that.
Some, yeah, but wouldn't it be something if all the divisions were wrapped up prior?
Well, let's take
then
a look
what would the networks do?
Well, let's take a look at the 49ers schedule. Speaking of wrapping up divisions early, before last year, the last 2 years prior, the Niners wrapped up the division by week 15. Will they do that this year? Let's find out. They go to Seattle to start.
That's cute.
And that's easy because Sam Darnold is their quarterback, and we're going to terrorize them. Week 2, they go to New Orleans in the Superdome.
Yeah, that's gonna be that'll be entertaining to watch.
Yeah, that could be 2019 all over again.
Week
3 is the home opener against Call of Booty Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
That's a beatdown.
Call of Booty will be too busy dealing with the new Warzone
We
update.
will plant his head, especially with the addition of Bryce Huff from the Eagles and Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator.
Yep. He's gonna be like pre-ordering his Black Ops 7 and waiting for it to come through.
Right. So
Pretty
we get
much.
Arizona week 4. Oh my God. Week 4, Jacksonville at Levi's.
That'd be interesting.
Then the troll game, week 5.
Week 5
on Amazon Prime.
On Amazon, we gotta go down to Southern California. We gotta go down to Southern California and beat the piss out of the playmaker and the Rams. And that's gonna be a hard hitting game. I got all the credit. I got all the love for the Los Angeles Rams. Okay. Next one, week 6. We get 10 days off, and then we get to go to Tampa Bay and beat the piss out of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, the defense is gonna be sick.
Week 7. Guess who we see at Levi's Stadium? And Vic is going to get such a kick out of this.
Mm-hmm.
We have to face and bury the one and only Kirk Two Chainz Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons.
And that's at Levi, correct?
That's at Levi's. And that's a Sunday night game. We got a Sunday night game with Atlanta. All right. Week 7. No, week 8.
Week 8. This will be a tough
we got
one.
a toughie.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
We got a toughie. Got to go see the Strouds in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We got to go see the Strouds in Texas.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a war.
That's gonna be a.
I got much love for CJ Stroud and the Texans. That's gonna be a bleeping war. After we have war with Houston, we go see the Giants.
So you get a week. You get a bye. Another
we
bye.
get a bye. We got to treat it as such because we have to beat the hell out of them. All right. November 9th. We host the Los Angeles Rams. And I think by that time, the Niners will have their act together, and it's going to be like Scorpion. Come here. Week 11, we go to Arizona. Scorpion, come here. Week 12,
Oh my God! You get a third bye. Look at this.
Well,
look at this cake.
it's
schedule.
wait. Why do we have a Monday night game with the Carolina Panthers?
Because it's San Francisco.
Exactly.
You know what? I can live with that.
And again.
And then, speaking of back-to-back bye weeks, we go to Cleveland and get revenge for 2023.
The Cleveland Clowns.
The Cleveland Clown. We face the Cleveland Clowns.
You better pull Bay in for that game.
I plan to.
If you go pull me in for the Dallas game, you better pull Bay in for the Cleveland game.
I plan to. And yes, I know this is the easiest schedule in the league, but I stick with my father's principle. You play the teams that's on your schedule.
Which is true. You got to play teams that's on schedule because that's what the schedule makers put there. I can complain.
Now here's you want a troll stretch? You want a troll stretch? How about this? We beat the hell out of Carolina in week 12. We go to Cleveland, beat the hell out of them for week 13. Week 14, we get a bye week. And week 15, we see Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans.
So another win.
Well, that's easy.
And then a big one. 3 days before Christmas on Monday Night Football. And yes, before you even ask, Victor, I am pulling my wife in with me for this one.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Week 16, we go to Lucas Oil Stadium to see the Indianapolis Colts.
I can't wait for that game.
Oh, Lord.
I can't wait for that game. Because you have to call the game down the middle. And the thing is that if the Niners start winning,
I'm going to get bonked upside the head.
Exactly. You're not calling the game right.
Pulling it. I might pull everybody in for that one just to have the comedic view from my wife.
Yes.
You're going to pull me in on a Monday night?
I must bring Jody in for that game. Matter of fact, if Jody fellas, I'll make this announcement here. If Jody agrees, that will be our first podcast.
Okay.
I will turn it into a podcast.
Okay.
The Brian and Jody show.
Nice.
I'll turn it into a podcast. Wait a minute.
Tall man, Dr. K versus sports.
Yes. There you go.
Wait a minute.
Victor, brilliant.
Blake is calling San Fran versus Indianapolis this.
Yep.
I think we'll clinch the division. I say we'll clinch the division week 15 at home versus Tennessee.
That wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me.
Victor, what do you think? Do the Niners clinch week 15 when we play Tennessee? I think we do.
Yeah, because you don't have any more. Yeah, because you don't have any more.
Because we don't have any.
You had more rivalry games until week 18. Until
week 18.
Yeah,
the flex game.
So you'd have your division wrapped up.
Yep. By the time we get through beating the hell out of Tennessee, we'll wrap up the division. And I think also at that time, I know I'm thinking too far ahead. We got Philadelphia to deal with, but I think also that week we'll clinch the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Well,
because
I think we'll clinch Philadelphia. It's going to be Philadelphia or San Francisco that gets the number 1 seed.
Because even if even if they have between you and the Colts, your next team is the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the very latest,
it's at home.
17. At the very latest, you'll clinch on week 17. But I think you'll have it by week 15 or 16.
Beat down to the Bears, and that'll be the latest we'll clinch the division.
Mm-hmm.
I still say week 15, after we come off the bye, we'll clinch against Tennessee.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Week 17, we get the Bears, and week 18 is the flex game against the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm calling for week 15 for the week that we clinch the division.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that.
Yep. We clinched. So I'll go ahead and put it in the prediction. We'll start writing our predictions down when we launch our 12th season on July 7th. Here's one.
Wrong.
Here is one of them.
That we need that graphic at some point. Predictions sure to go wrong. Brought to you by BetUS.com.
Yes.
And then when it all goes south of the border, you got me throwing my notebook. Get me the hell out of here.
Exactly. So that's our schedule.
And Dietz is right. Depends on how the Rams do as far as being with the striking distance. Their schedule is just as easy. So lots of wins for them.
Yep.
Lots of wins.
There is.
Oh boy.
Now let's look at the Cowboys.
I figured. Hold on.
Here comes the roasting.
Let's look at the Cowboys schedule.
Okay.
For 2025. Here we go.
Week 1.
Week 1 is a bitch.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You all gonna get your heads caved in week 1.
Wait. They're already being trolled. The Cowboys are.
Yes.
The Cowboys are already being trolled.
Again, this is Roger Goodell hitting the randomizer on the Madden button and saying, "Yay, this works."
Simulation.
See what's and it's so unfair for the Cowboys. I'll show a little bit of sympathy for the Cowboys. Listen, you want the Cowboys to get up on the right foot because they didn't make the playoffs last year. So what do the trolls do? They send them to Philadelphia.
They send us to Philadelphia where they're going to hang the banner,
get their rings,
and then hang a 50 burger on them.
and they kick us in the nuts.
Literally,
Hey,
Philadelphia's going to pull the cart
50
and
burger?
go, "I'm going to kick you in the nuts."
Yes.
50 burger? Y'all think 50 burger?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a 50 burger. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it'll be a 50 piece.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping maybe probably around like maybe 35 because we can't really stop the run. I don't think.
Right.
Unless Micah Parsons really gets his act together.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's a wishful thinking.
It is. Week 2, after 10 days off, they face the New York Giants.
Oh, there's a rebound game.
Yeah, we should win that one.
Week 3. Oh God.
We beat the crap out of the Bears.
Yes, please. I got to give Victor access to the channel so he can start doing his play-by-play. Because I want to feature play-by-play for different teams.
We're good.
Let everybody grow their channel. That'll be my mission, to pay this forward. All right. Week 4.
We got the bugaboo
Bay.
that's been our boogeyman for a while.
And for some reason, that's a Sunday night game.
Green Bay in Dallas.
It's in Dallas.
Week 5, and Ryan, you're gonna get mad at me for saying this. They face the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium, and both teams surrendered to the almighty tie.
Oh my God. Stranger stuff has happened, so that's a possibility.
I don't know about that.
Week 6, they go to Carolina.
Week 6, we beat Carolina. Dees also says that's a good spot. The defending champs typically don't play well in week 1, which is kind of true.
Yeah, but still.
And Kansas City versus Detroit.
Hey,
I see it.
I think Ryan just sent me a message.
Yep.
When I made that Jets comment, and it sounds like this.
Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll. I said that use a troll.
Remember the day we recorded that and everybody got in on it?
Yes, we did.
Isn't this shit fun?
Yes, it is.
Then you see the Redskins.
That's going to be tough.
Then you go to Denver.
For
a 3:25 Central game on CBS.
Take on Bo Nix and the Broncos.
Take on Bo. Can y'all see Victor doing the play? Can y'all see Victor doing the play-by-play for this game? And I can just hear him, the first line, "I ain't turning on this fucking camera."
Pretty much.
I'll turn the camera anyway because
wait. Before Victor, and I mean every minute of this. I mean every word of this. I want to see everybody succeed. do an alternative play-by-play through my network. All right?
That'd be fun.
Snowman Multimedia, for fans, by fans. And I got 2 of them here as co-hosts with me.
And I really do. If we do the Jets game, I do want to do that with Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, dear Lord.
You heard him. You heard him.
Does that mean I'm going to have to brush up on everything for Patriots?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I can see Victor right now. Which week is that? Go to Denver. They go to Denver.
That's 8.
Face
Week 9.
Face Bo Nix. And Victor just slams his headset down, turns the camera off, and go, I ain't dealing with this shit.
Exactly.
We're gonna be
no. Take that back. Week 1, we play Philadelphia.
He's gonna say
Victor be sitting there.
I'll do that game, but under complete duress. I'll be like, all right, let's get this over with.
Yes. Is it over? That'd be Victor's first question.
And then once the game ends, he's going to run a stopwatch on his phone. How long before he checks Discord to see the Cowboys acting like an idiot.
That'll be some great behind the scenes footage. All right, face the Redskins. Go to Denver. Week 9.
Week 9, we take on the Arizona Cardinals and Call of Duty Murray.
That'll be an Ain't That a Bitch game.
We'll
title that.
We should beat that
every week. Every week, there's one game where you look at it and say, "Ain't that a bitch?"
Yes.
When we do our picks, that's what we'll feature.
The Ain't That a Bitch game.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. That means I'm going to have to go down every single one of those and figure out which one it is.
Wait a minute. When we talk about this next week, there will be a graphic.
I'm not ready to tuck my notebook now and the name
Matter of fact, give me a break and give me 4 minutes. Watch this.
Oh, me.
We'll be back in 4, y'all. Snowman in the morning. Back
in the deuce.
Yep.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
They said the W couldn't catch fire, but in Indiana, the fever's already burning. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Full Court Fever tips off on Snowman Multimedia. All in on the WNBA. All eyes on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. The next dynasty in the making? Join Brian Snow for the deep dives, the hot takes, and the real stories from the hardwood. Full Court Fever, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Snowman Multimedia. This is Fever Basketball.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Whether it's news, The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We're having fun looking up schedules. You mean it, Victor?
If we can get this done, I would love to have this done. If
Deets
for the Cowboys versus Jets, Snowman wants needs to apply for a press pass. Can you imagine Deets in a press conference after the game?
Dear Lord in heaven. Well, we got the Big 12 covered. We'll have the Big 12 on Snowman Multimedia. Thank you, Blake, for that. Andrew says, long time since I've been able to tune in for one of these. What up, Snowman and all? Took today off, so a 3-day weekend. I love it. 3-day weekend. 3-day weekends are awesome.
Yes, sir.
3-day weekends are awesome.
Yes, they are.
All right. I said old game. I said I'd talk about old game shows. Didn't get a chance to because we got creative looking at football schedules. But let's time for a game show break.
Okay.
Anybody remember this?
And here it comes. It's the beginning of the 12th year of television's most exciting hour of fantastic prizes. The fabulous 60-minute prize is right. Deborah Weitzel, come on down. Suzanne Young, come on down. Dolores Heitstein, come on down.
This is courtesy of CBS and Fremantle Media and all its owners.
Come on down. You are the first 4 contestants of The Price is Right. And now here's the star of The Price is Right, Bob Barker.
1983. That
I'm gonna say no. Is that
happened.
Wheel of Fortune? No, of course everybody knows that The Price is Right. You see the lights around the screen, you know that is price. That is The Price is Right.
Yeah, it is.
Now we were talking about games that make you say, "Ain't that a bitch?" So old Snowman went in the lab.
Oh no.
Which game did you say?
Cowboys in Arizona.
Cowboys in Arizona. That's an ain't that a bitch game.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yes.
God, I'm gonna have to do that every week now.
So now we got an anarchy game. We got a
anarchy game. You got an ain't that a bitch game, and those two are gonna run right into each other because let that be a game we gotta pick. And you're like, hell no.
Exactly.
That's going to be on the list because we're picking all of them again.
Yes. Yes.
And that means I'm going to have to do that every single week. God almighty.
Especially with the house we're going to have.
Mm-hmm. Because it ain't going to be just us.
Oh, no.
I think I'm going to crack people up when
I got someone else on the docket that's going to be a weekly picker with us.
Oh.
Who?
The man in charge of Dorf on Sports.
Oh.
Andy Dorf himself will join us.
Okay.
Weekly?
Yes.
Oh, dear God. We are going to play Hollywood Squares.
He's locked in.
We're
He's
going to have
locked in.
us three, Droid when he can do it, Deb,
Yep.
Piz, Andy. That's 6-7 people right off the bat.
Yes, it is.
You know I got the old Hollywood Squares theme ready.
Yep.
And that should be our theme song when we do picks this year. We should open it like they should open the Hollywood Squares. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
talking
then-
about the old school Hollywood Squares.
And then what's going to suck is me as the host losing all control within seconds.
Exactly. You will no longer be master of the squares.
Yeah, I just lose all control.
That's how Peter. In case people don't know, that's how Peter Marshall was introduced as the master of the squares. Andrew says TPRL was a staple of my household growing up. Man, please. You know what the greatest thing is in life growing up? When you're a kid and you get sick and sent home from school or not able to go to school, you get your saltines, you get your chicken noodle soup,
yep,
you get your ginger ale, and you turn on the television at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Yep.
And what do you see? Bob Barker walking through the doors.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, I told this story before. I'll tell it again here for the folks that missed it in the chat. There was one year, 2003, I was in the hospital for congestive heart failure. And one day, they brought me pancakes. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a great day. This is going to be an awesome day. Everything was fine until 9:59 a.m. and 59 seconds.
Oh, no.
Let me repeat that. Everything was fine until 9:59 and 59 seconds. I'm ready to see Bob Barker walk through the door, and we interrupt our regular scheduled programming for this special announcement. Hey!
Oh, no. What was this?
And then I see George Bush on my screen.
It was, what was it? The State of the Union? Or was
this was 2000. This was 2003.
2003.
The Iraqi War.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, when they. Okay, yeah.
They look.
That whole.
I
BS
was
he did on the
sick.
ship.
I was sick. Okay.
You were sick, and you
I
became
was
even sicker.
sick. I didn't need this. I didn't want this. So I bugged the nurses.
Yay!
I yelled at the top of my lungs. Soon as I saw George Bush's dumbass
right
That's when
on
you
my
wish you could-
screen.
Wait, when you had all that, this is quite simply.
We do not care.
Exactamundo. So when I see George Bush on my screen, I press the nurse's button. Y'all better come in here. And one nurse comes in. Bless her heart. bless her heart, man. I mean, I've been. What was her words? I was a gentleman to her, and then not seeing The Price is Right happen.
Right.
Rip.
She comes flying in. I'm like, hey, where's my Price is Right? There's something wrong with this TV. Fix it. She starts cracking up.
Yep.
She starts cracking up.
I know she did.
I'm full of drugs at the time, okay? Let me just say that. I'm full of drugs at the time, battling congestive heart failure because I was much heavier than this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I tell her, fix my TV, and she starts laughing.
It's just like, what do I need to fix?
She actually said,
Oh, hell no!
She
I
said,
agree.
I can't fix it. Why not? Because I'm not in control of the programming. And then her assistant nurse comes in, thinking like we're really having a shouting match.
And she's coming to like, what's going on here?
She's comforting me and joking around with me.
Mhm.
All right. But we're doing what me and Victor do. We keep a straight face.
Exactly.
Right? We keep a straight face. The nurse's assistant comes flying in. She says, what's the problem? Nurse turns and looks at her and if to say,
I don't remember asking you a thing.
But then the drugs wore off and I realized, okay, this is a CBS thing.
Yeah, it's a CBS thing. It was a serious thing. They were like,
right. It was very serious.
It was a nationwide you can't flip without finding it thing.
Right.
Man, I got my act together. They already had their bless their heart. They already had their act together. Bless their heart. Okay. And it was cool. I realized what was going on because I was so hazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're in the hospital, what are they going to do? They're going to stick a lot of drugs in you.
They're gonna fill you up with drugs.
They're going to fill you with drugs, and you're going to be foggy as hell. Hello, cancer survivor here.
Right.
And they'd done that. Got the T-shirt, burnt the son of a bitch when I got done with it. But I did all that to say we're paying homage to old game shows. Started with the King, Bob Barker. Then I've seen shows like Pressure Luck, $25,000 Pyramid.
They actually came out with a video game version.
Of course, and of course, one of the kings now, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
And
Shout out to Pat Sajak, Vanna White, and of course the late great Charlie O'Donnell, who was their longtime announcer.
To think they have so many virtual versions of those games out now. It's not even funny.
My gosh.
And one of the ones that is near and dear to my heart, Jeopardy.
Yep.
Mainly because my grandma and I played it every chance we got when she used to babysit us.
Yep.
3:30 on the dot.
She
would come in with her tablet.
Mm-hmm.
And she put my name and her name, and we would answer questions. And I never beat her. I got close one time. She beat my 1 point.
My mom hated it when I played Jeopardy. She hated it. And now my mother-in-law gets shocked sometimes when I play Jeopardy. Because she challenged me one day when I was really, really not feeling well and I was woozy. She challenged me.
Oh boy!
Because there was a football category up there. She says, let's see how many answers you get in this category. Race through it like nothing happened.
I still remember the one where you had just came down. I think you either foggy, you just came down.
Oh, I know where you're going. We were living with my in-laws at the time before we got this house that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
I was foggier than shit.
And Wheel of Fortune was on.
Yep. Mom was playing Wheel of Fortune. I come down, I'm foggy as hell. Okay. And part of that, it was 2021. I hadn't had my surgery yet, and I was still finishing my oral chemotherapy. Man, come downstairs. I get to the kitchen island. I'm reaching for my insulin in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing the bonus round. Food and drink was the category. And my mother-in-law said, okay, solve this one. I don't know how I was able to focus for like 3 seconds. But I see the puzzle. I see the letters come in. And my mother-in-law turned to me and said, okay, Brian, see if you can solve this. Within seconds, I said, oh, frozen yogurt, which was the solution to the puzzle.
Which was the
contestant got it. My mother-in-law glared at me.
He just turned, slow turn and glare.
Slowly I turn.
Mm-hmm.
Step by step. Inch by inch. And then my wife comes home, looks at my mother, looks at me, and my wife says, "What happened?" And my mother said, "Your husband's too smart for his own good." What the hell did I do? And then Jody said, "What happened?" Watching Wheel of Fortune, there was a bonus puzzle. She didn't think your mother-in-law didn't think I could solve it because I was foggy, and I solved it. What was the puzzle? Frozen yogurt. Jody looked at the puzzle and like, yeah, he would have gotten that. And went upstairs.
You know, that actually reminds me of something else because, you know, when I'm just goofing around on YouTube, just kicking whatever, I came across something for us wrestling fans. There's a dude on YouTube, shout out to him, Kevin J. Callis. He hosts Wrestling Jeopardy.
Nice.
Nothing but pure wrestling questions. And believe it or not, I've actually been featured on 2 different episodes. I was part of a clue board for his Halloween episode. One of my ideas came up for that. And then another idea of mine was actually featured as Final Jeopardy.
Wow.
Within like 3 episodes of each other.
Wow.
So, needless to say, I've actually nailed a lot of the puzzles, a lot of the clues completely. Like, I've actually gone El Perfecto.
Yeah.
But if you're a wrestling fan, look up Wrestling Jeopardy. It is insanity.
I gotta look for that. I had a friend.
I gotta find that now.
I had a friend of mine.
I'll get the recent episode for you guys in the back. Give me a minute.
Nice.
I had a friend of mine at the office before she switched offices. She used to be at ours, and she knew I was a big wrestling fan. And she pulled out a name that tune for wrestling themes. And I've got every single one. And the one, she said she had got all of them except for one, and one kept tripping her up. And all I had to hear was the first 2 notes. And I said, "Oh, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig." She's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, Mr. Perfect." Because here's the crazy thing about, and I said this is the one thing that's really good about wrestling themes back in the day that you don't have anymore, and actually for themes in general, TV themes, wrestling themes, movie themes, each one of them has an identity.
Yep.
I mean, you hear the banjo playing, and hear "Just a Good Old Boy." Yes, Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. Recognizable theme songs, man.
Yes, immediately it's like that. That is, just some good old boys acting crazy in the general league.
Just like this. Hey, just like this.
Exactly.
You know what that is.
Yeah, and it has its own identity.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Night Heat. Same thing with Hill Street Blues.
That Night Heat thing got the best of me, though, man.
Man, I still play it every Friday.
Night Heat got the best of me.
How did it get the best of you?
When Shane queued it up and played it.
Yep, I got on that one.
That got the best, and I know you took some research to get that.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you're talking about recognizable wrestling themes.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this? Let's play a little. Let's play a little. Name that tune.
Okay.
All right, and we'll do this wrestling theme style. Who's this?
Oh, APA.
Yep. There you go.
Rash offer, and it's funny how that really got, because they were originally supposed to like just these like stoic, dudes with like tats on their with runes on their body. Yeah, they went to like, nah, screw that. We're gonna be drinking beer and beating people up and throwing them through the door.
Oh, but by the way, side note before we get much further, Jen just went live for day 2 of VTuber SummerSlam, so make sure you guys check that out. Twitch.tv/Genevieve_Yoso. Her donation link is live. So if you guys get the chance to donate for Gamers Outreach, please do. And again, remember, if you guys check out our store, we are also donating a portion of the proceeds to Gamers Outreach through Jen's link. So either donate directly or pick up some swag or do both and, help out an amazing charity.
Please do. Now, I got to do
Supermarket
something.
Sweep would have got me in a lot of trouble.
What would have gotten you in a lot of trouble?
Supermarket Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep did get me in a lot of trouble.
Because I'd be running through with a shopping cart.
Yep.
Just throwing stuff in my
Throwing
basket.
shit in the basket. Yes. Supermarket Sweep. Victor says Supermarket Sweep could have got him in trouble. Supermarket Sweep did get me in trouble.
Oh, no.
With Mom.
Oh, no.
Let me explain. One morning, I came into Chicago and came in the house, and my mom, she says, I'm getting ready to go to Dominic's. I need you to drive me. Okay, I get to drive my mother's car. Screw it. Went to Dominic's, and she told me, get whatever you need. I'll fill up your house with groceries.
Okay.
Oh, hell. My mom went one way. I went back to the front quietly. I grabbed a shopping cart, and just like it did on Supermarket Sweep, I took off.
You took off.
I got everything I needed. I ran to the register, and my mom said, are you sure, Mom? You said you fill up my apartment. Yeah, I did. Okay. And everything I paid for, what was it like? $200? But all that stuff lasted me 4 months.
Yes, it did.
And then by that time, Victor had come to live with me out in Gary, Indiana. We get it all together, get everything put away, and that was my Supermarket Sweep moment with my mother. And Mom loved watching that show. So damn you, Victor, and damn you, Chris Dietz. My mom loved watching that show, and then I watched it, and I got.
And you fella, yeah,
I fell in love with the show. I did. All right, one more thing to do before we get out of here for the weekend, and y'all ain't gonna like it.
Oh no!
Oh no!
She went a heartbeat.
Yes.
Can we do that after the break?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11:11.
Let's take a break.
So.
One more
break. One more break, and then one thing I must do because something hit my screen that I didn't look for, and it pissed me off.
By the way, we also got the scoreboard SeatGeek update as well after.
We gotta do the SeatGeek update. Victor, every time you're with us, every time you're with us, right after halftime, do the scoreboard update.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll do the scoreboard update. Make sure we integrate that. A couple more funny stories, and then I got something to close the show. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color of crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these 2 football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, we got a scoreboard update to do. So I'm going to go over here.
Before we do that, we owe you guys something.
Oh, yeah, we owe you an ID. Welcome to the folks on Worldwide Sports Radio Network. To those of you on WJKS in Indianapolis, Indiana, WSMM in Chicago, and WBWS in Louisville and all parts south. This is Snowman in the Morning on the Fabulous Fantastic Football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And I still got to get you all these. We are brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether it's courtside for your favorite team, front row for a concert, or cheering from the 50-yard line, SeatGeek gets you there. Download the app, use the code Snowman to save $20 off your first ticket purchase. That is only through the power of SeatGeek, your ticket to unforgettable moments. SeatGeek, where fans can fan. So we gave him an ID, we gave him the second hour read, and now we have a scoreboard update to do. Not?
And I've got the starting pitchers for tonight's games.
All right.
Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, so a lot of zeros were happening yesterday. The Detroit Tigers beat the Oakland A's 8-0. Followed by the Blue Jays beating the Guardians 6-0.
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland. Mariners beat the Twins 10-1. The Astros beat the Phillies 2-1 in a close game. Rays blanked the Royals 4-0. The Cubs blanked the Cardinals for the second time, 3-0 in this time. The Dodgers beat the Rockies 3-1, so Rockies are back to their losing ways. Marlins beat the Giants 12-5, and the Mets beat the Braves 4-0. Today's matchups go this way. The New York Mets take on the Pittsburgh Pirates at 5:40 p.m. And what's the bump? Who's the bump for those, dog?
We got the 5-3 David Peterson versus the 1-10 Mitch Keller.
The A's go to Big Apple to try their luck at 6:05 p.m. against the New York Yankees. What's the matchup?
The 2-2 Mitch Spence versus the 4-4 Will Warren.
Will Warren. Oh boy. Next one.
The Baltimore Orioles try to stop the winning ways of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's at 6:05 p.m. Who's on the bump?
The 5-6 Ryan Pepois versus the 5-4 Tomoyuki Sugano.
At 6:10 p.m., we have an AL Central matchup between the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins.
The Twins have yet to announce their starter, but for the Tigers, it's Sawyer Gibson Long at 0-0.
We also have another matchup in the Central where the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals take on the Cleveland Guardians. That's also at 6:10. Who's on the bump?
The 7-2 Sonny Gray versus the 4-8 Luis L. Ortiz.
The Big Dogs game to watch will feature the Red Sox of Boston Beantown taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Who's on the bump?
For the Blue Jays, the 3-3 Jose Berrios, and for the Boston Red Sox, the 3-2 Brian Bello.
The Cincinnati Reds will be taking on the San Diego Padres at 6:10 p.m. They host in Cincinnati. And who's the matchup?
3-6 Dylan Cease versus the 4-8 Nick Martinez.
The Braves will be hosting the Phillies of Philadelphia. That's at 6:15 p.m. What's the duel?
Mick Abel sitting at 2-1 versus Bryce Elder sitting at 2-4.
At 6:40 p.m., the San Francisco Giants will be going right here to the windy city of Chicago to take on the Chicago White Sox. What's the matchup?
5-5 Landon Roop versus 1-4 Aaron Savali.
7:05 p.m. features the Texas Rangers hosting the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners try to find some way to get themselves out of funk that they're in. Who's on the bump for these two teams?
2-2 Logan Gilbert versus the 4-3 Nathan Evaldi.
The Royals have a chance to try to turn things around and take on the LA Dodgers. Who's on the bump?
4-5 Dustin May versus the 2-3 Noah Cameron.
The Brew Crew known as the Milwaukee Brewers will be hosting the Colorado Rockies as the Rockies try to find themselves to keep themselves from drowning at 7:10 p.m. Who's on the bump?
Colorado has yet to announce their starter. I can't say I blame them with the way things are going, but it's going to be Jose Quintana for Milwaukee, 5-2.
Snowman Multimedia Game of the Night is going to host the Houston Astros taking on the Cubs. That's at 7:10 p.m. They host in
Go Astros.
3-1 Cade Horton versus the 0-1 Brandon Walter.
The Angels of California, Anaheim will be taking on the Washington Nationals at 8:38 p.m. Who's on the bump for these teams?
6-3 Jake Irvin versus the 5-5 Jose Soriano.
And last but not least, at the 8:40 nightcap at 8:40 p.m., we see the Arizona Diamondbacks hosting the Fish, known as the Marlins.
The 0-2 Yuri Perez versus the 7-3 Merrill Kelly.
Those are your scores, those are your games, those are your matchups, and this has been your Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update.
And it's brought to you by SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Whether it's courtside for your favorite team, front row for a concert, or cheering from the 50-yard line, SeatGeek gets you there. Download the app, use the code Snowman, and save $20 off your first ticket purchase. That is only by SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Close it.
Well, it's been closed. That music's on you, Bubba.
Yes,
now
I bust out the 1985 Major League Baseball on NBC theme, which whenever I warm up for a game and I'm on site, and Victor knows this because he's been with me, that's my warm up song. That's the song I warm up with. Victor was with me. We did a Whitney Young game one time, and I turned that song on and warmed up with it, and nothing else.
Rest was history.
The rest was history. Speaking of history, I got to give a history lesson to somebody.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I hate to close with this on a Friday, but something found me and it pissed me off.
Cue it up. Just cue it up.
Yes, sir.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
I swear that purple makes it look like someone put Grimace through a wood chipper.
And he got the worst of it.
All right.
All
what
right.
happened?
J.G.
J.
Spelled G-I-E.
G.
Okay. I know.
I'm not gonna
Victor.
ask.
Please don't ask.
Go ahead.
Because I wish I had an answer to that. JG said, quote, "This conversation been over since 2016, but some folks don't want to let go of their childhood hero, and I get it. We all grew up off Michael Jordan. We watched him in the dunk contest, score 30 damn near every night. We fell in love with this fadeaway, mimicked his iconic shot against Utah. I mean, the list goes on. There's more.
Of course there's more.
With all that said, LeBron is better, and I know it hurt to say it because it took me a while. No need to feel angry or depressed. We can get through this together, but it all starts with you admitting the truth. LeBron is the GOAT."
What?
Gentlemen, forgive me.
Oh, boy.
Who the fuck told this lie?
You gonna get bonked in the head.
Bring it on. Look, we're cleaning things up for July 7th, okay?
Okay.
We're rolling. Victor, I look at it this way. We're steaming toward the end of season 11.
Yeah.
Right? We got we got 3 stations that are taking us on. We're about to make it 6 stations that are taking us on.
Mm-hmm.
So we use this to warm this like our preseason.
Our primer.
The end of season 11 is our primer.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Victor.
Okay. So he brought up the dunk contest. He brought up the 30. He brought up the shot against Utah. You know what he didn't bring up? The fact that Mike has 6 titles.
He didn't bring
the
up
fact that he has 6 Finals MVPs. The fact that Mike has also, for 3 years that we know of, has led the league in both scoring and steals.
3
not
times.
to mention that not once has Mike allowed a game 6. Or game 7, I should say. He's won mostly game 6s, if not game 5s.
Yep.
Where he's closed out finals. Not just playoff series, finals. And LeBron James, 2016, let's be for real. There's a lot of controversy on 2016. You went from 3-1. The Warriors had this in the bag. Then the BS with Draymond Green happened.
And this is after they kicked Cleveland's ass in game 4.
Mm-hmm.
They whooped their ass.
And then somehow they get Steph ejected. Over what? Throw the mouth guard?
Yeah. Because he was called for a foul that shouldn't have been called, and he lost it. And
up until that point,
and I can't say I blame him.
And up until that point, no team had ever went from a 3-1 deficit to come back in the finals and win.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens to be Yo Kane to do it. Sounds a little fishy to me.
They wanted Braun to come back and win it. They made it 3-1 to add a lot more suspense to it.
But what really irked me about that particular thing is almost like this childish pandering that I was getting from this. Like, it's okay, we'll get through it together. Hold on, don't try and treat me like a child.
Right.
This is not about someone just saying, "Oh, I just don't like him. I don't want him." No, is that we've seen better,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
3-1.
okay.
And Rising Rhino, that 3-1 comeback was bullshit. Matter of fact,
pull out
where's this
BGS.
goddamn button?
Pull
Hold
out
on.
BGS.
Hold on a minute. I got to pay honor to BGS.
BGS, help us out here.
I got to pay homage to BGS. Because that 3-1 depth, that 3-1 greatest comeback in NBA history, BGS, say it.
Now that's some bullshit.
Matter of fact, give me this motherfucker. I know I'm cussing. I can't help it, especially with what I just read. Give me this motherfucker. Matter of fact, you know what I do with that series? I was all look, the final 3 games of that series, I was saying
What in the all types of blue hell
is this?
what's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, LeBron gets 2 lucky ass wins, and we're facing a
Game 7.
The NBA trolled the Warriors in 2016. They get to a 3-1 lead, chance to close it out in 5, and then they tell them
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
Yeah.
And to all the Cleveland fans, including the one that has a that has a vendetta against me for some reason, all the Cleveland fans were telling the Warrior fans,
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
I'll do it again.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
You're not wrong.
Oh no, you big dummy.
You dummy!
It's just,
You big dummy. That's what they were. Go.
It's okay. It's okay to like LeBron. I'm not saying you shouldn't like him or whatever. But when we say that we have seen better, he's not the GOAT. There's a reason why. Because out of what was it? What's his record now in the finals? It's still 4-10, right?
Yeah.
The record, he's 4-10. So 10 finals. What has he taken?
Let's see. Where is that?
Wasn't a D.
Thing?
Wasn't an F. Wasn't a J.
I think no. A B C D E F G H I J K. Give LeBron that one at least, man. Hell no!
Not that. I have given LeBron 2012.
I'll give him 20. I'll give him 2012, and I'll give him 2013. But fuck that, I ain't giving him to Bishop. Do I need to give LeBron 2016?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
And I'm hungry, so we're gonna get out of here. Listen,
All right.
LeBron sucks. Period. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow.
Hold on.
No.
Dear Bronsexuals, f you. Dear Facebook and other social media for allowing Bronsexuals on, f you. Dear all networks that have taken LeBron and shoved him down our throats and up our asses for the last 22 years, f you, f you, f you, f you, you, f you, f you, f you, f you, f you, f and f you.
There's our short for the day.
Yes, it is.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window.
Wait it. As I said, dear networks that have taken Braun and shoved him down our throats and up our asses for 20 years. F you, 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 and I repeat, you.
Personal foul, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
You and your tag too. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh, boy.
Biggest win ever. My ass. And of course, Rhino's messing with me, and I'm messing, and Rhino's trolling his channel, trolling my channel, and I troll his. One of my best friends in YouTube, Rising Rhino, just coming over here giving me a lot of mess, just like I do when he does the CFL. Oh my gosh, Rhino, I love you dearly, brother. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Let me get out of here. There's an enchilada waiting for me. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We love you. We'll see you Monday. So long, everybody. Don't forget, Season 12 starts on Monday, July 7th, and the preceding has been a presentation of Snowman Sportsnet and Snowman Multimedia. We love you, and we're out of here. And James Harden, you still a bitch.